Welcome back to What Rights. This is segment 17. I called Philip Rankin's office and I left a message on his answering machine. Philip Rankin was a name that was posted on a list of advocates that was by the telephone. I recognized his name from a newspaper story. There was a Courier newspaper where he teamed up with John Richardson, who took on a case that involved 6 police officers assaulting 2 other people in Stanley Park, and they succeeded in their case. So I figured this would be a good lawyer to have. After leaving the message on his machine, I was taken to a jail cell. In fact, I was taken to many cells in that building. They played musical cells with me, except they had no music playing. Come Saturday morning, a jail guard came to the cell and said I was the JP wanted to talk to me on the phone. I said, "Who's the JP?" And they said, "The Justice of the Peace." So they take me down to another holding cell at the very bottom, I think, the basement part, and then they take me to a little room where there was a message painted on the wall in blue. It says, "Don't hang up on the JP." I get on the phone. A person identifies themselves as Judge McGee, and a woman identified herself as the Crown Prosecutor, and then they started going through bail release conditions. I said, "Look, I don't have any legal counsel." A man gets on the phone, and he says that his name is Buchanan, that he's a duty counselor. I said, "Look, I do not have any legal counsel, and I do not believe that these proceedings are legal." And I said, I think this proceeding is bullshit." So I hung up the phone, or I slammed the phone down, asked the jail guard to take me back to a cell. Sunday morning comes along, May the 15th, they do the same proceedings all over again. Back downstairs into a holding cell, back on the telephone, and again I said, "I do not believe these proceedings are legal, and I'm not going to accept them as being legal." And then I asked the jail guard to take me back to the cell. There was also a French woman there from Quebec too that went through the same proceedings there. I think her name was Christelle. So anyway, later on that afternoon, Dr. Tamika comes in that supposedly wanted to talk to me. We're going to talk about Dr. Tamika in segment 18 and the 4 questions that he asked me. Later on, late afternoon or very early evening, I was taken up to a courtroom very high up in the building. I had climbed up many stairs in this building. When I got into the courtroom, the prisoner's docket, it looked like it had bulletproof glass around it. The upholstering of the seat was red. The footrest was triangular in shape. The sheriff there was a male Negro sheriff. There was a woman there identified herself as the Crown Prosecutor. There was a judge, Judge McGee, with glasses, white hair, kind of thing. A guy named Buchanan, very burly and a thick mustache, was there. There was no courtroom stenographer, and there were no courtroom observers whatsoever during that proceeding on Sunday. And I don't really know of any judge that would be in a courtroom on Sunday. I would think more likely he'd be out there on a golf course. But stay tuned for segment 18. We're going to talk about Dr. Tamika and the 4 questions that he asked me. So stay tuned to YouTube.